this was the start. There was a little bit of wheel spin for Timmy. We saw smoke off the start. But then here, I mean, you can see the Peugeot and the Hyundai super close in terms of pace. Cyril Raymond clever, wasn't he? Because he knew that where they've gone defensive, in theory, he was going to get the undercut, but they were wise to that and just kept the door shut.
Yeah, I think also maybe these guys weren't sure of the grip levels on the way into turn one, so maybe slowed down a little bit too much, and that meant they were tighter on the way out as well.
Yeah, great job by Timozyanov. He takes it. So this is a look back at the start. Reaction time was pretty similar across, but Bennett got a lot of wheel spin again in the same slot that Hansen got wheel spin in. Yeah,
I'm starting to think that maybe the start line is a bit damp. I'm trying to look from our commentary position to see, and it does look like there's a little bit of a damp patch there. There's Ollie making the mistake, which really kind of made Liam's race at this point because he knew he had to get past Ollie because he hadn't jokers.
Yeah, absolutely. So that worked out for Liam, a little bit like Cyril Raymond had worked out. Liam's joker was pretty wild. I actually think he maybe lost 2 or 3 tenths in there. If you look at Shisharit's joker was tidier, but Liam through that inside line, absolutely fantastic. So Liam Doran has taken it, and at the minute he is fastest in Q1.
Fairly even across the board off the line, wasn't it? So we're not seeing too much of a damp patch, but watch for Markland on the brakes. You can see the nose of his car dips that little bit later than everybody else's and then carries that extra momentum so nobody can cut back up his inside.
It's brave to do that. Has he braked later, or is it just brake at the same time but with less pressure and allow the car to run a bit more? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was maybe just a fraction of a second, like a millisecond later, and you can see the nose of the car, he was really piling on the brakes. He didn't, you know, it wasn't quite so much, it was still full pressure, and he just carried the momentum through the corner and nailed it.
Amazing start, look at that, reaction time and traction. He's ahead, Dan, before they kink left.
Yeah, before then, and then just before he's crossed the start-finish line, he's able to slot across the front of everybody and stick it on the inside, so nobody's going to make a lunge on the brakes.
Yeah, tidy move. That's Parson and getting past Bachuska. Backrod coming through the, is that the double right? Yeah, it is. That's the one that's so important to get right to get the traction. So watch here, Sabo runs the car a little bit deep, and Bachuska just turns in underneath him. We've seen a few people try to do that. No one had pulled it off until then, and then Sabo then comes into the clutches to Parson behind, but he just about manages to hold on. So fantastic drive from Andreas Backrod. He takes Q1 with his teammate Liam Doran in P2. So yeah, Timozyanov went sideways off the line. Markland was good, but watch Anton Markland here. Dan, he's gone super wide and he lets it all unfold, but finds a bit of space around the outside, then slots up the inside of Liam on the exit.
Yeah, because he's gone so wide on the way in, he's actually made the corner not as tight as the rest of them who are hogging that inside line. Able to carry the speed, and then Liam, here's that move around the outside.
That was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. That's a typical Liam move, isn't it? All car control and just guts.
Yeah, and without the ruts in that gravel section as well, it meant that he was able to hang it out there and not be too compromised.
Unfortunately then a problem for Doran, so Doran's car going slowly on the run towards the finish. So Timmy Hansen with an issue in there as well. But a great first race, that's the way to kick off Q2. Right, another look at the start then, so much going on here. So there was contact between Scheider and Shisharit here on the run to the first corner. Gronholm then on the inside look gets a little nudge and ends up running wide. It's hit Kevin Hansen round the outside, but didn't come off.
No, I think he might have caught the front of Baumanis on the way in, because it seemed to just suddenly pitch out sideways, just carrying a lot of momentum. There's contact again between him and Baumanis. But yeah, it was a fantastic race. This is Gronholm already in the traffic as Shisharit goes for the joker lap.
But Shisharit's joker wasn't bad actually. It could maybe have gone slightly tighter on the inside, but I don't think it would have been enough. Gronholm was super early on the handbrake on the standard lap, just got the car rotated and lit it up. And with it being nice and smooth, he was able to find a gap and get himself out in front of the Frenchman. Still a good time by Gunnar Shisharit, who is second as we stand, and there are only 6 cars to come. So good job, Gulain. Off the start, then Sabo a little bit sideways, but then manages to get it together. Look, out drags Raymond down the straight. Parsonen into turn 1.
Cyril going for the wider line on the way into the corner and getting the undercut on Szabo on the way out.
Yeah, Szabo didn't work out, does it? I say, just doesn't quite seem to be where I know he can be. You know, he's I say, it's class act. This was Cyril having just had that little nudge on the back of Parsonen on the way in, and this is Parsonen who I guess it breaks there, because it just suddenly pitches in. Gets another little nudge for good measure on the way out. So watch this, here we go. Look at that, bang. So just as the car goes over the curb, we saw that curb is a nothing. but the speed they're going at and the way they're leaning on it, it just unsettles the car. And with the broken steering, the broken track arm on the rear, basically Parsons' contact with the curb and that broken rear wheel was enough to chuck him off. So Sabo takes it. So off the line, loads of tyre smoke from Baciuska, but just manages to find a gap between them to get down to the first corner first. Bennett having a look around the outside, and I think de Ridder would have liked to look up the inside there, but wasn't able to find a gap. This was de Ridder coming into the gravel. Yeah, it's a rut, isn't it?
Yeah, rut there, and when he had full lock on, suffering from a bit of understeering, just it caught him out and got hooked up there. And then Bennett into the Joker lap and able to get back out in front of Guillaume de Ridder after de Ridder made that mistake.
Baciuska through the right-hander, looking smooth and tidy in this, I say, did a really good job. It's Gronholm, so Niklas Gronholm takes the overnight top qualifier spot here in Canada. Andreas Backward holds on to P2 after Q2 didn't go his way. He was only down in 8th place, but with the win in Q1, that's enough to see him there. Schiescher, it look, is up into 3rd place. Fantastic result. Markland 4th. The GC McGann's look. GCK McGann's are in 3rd and 4th place. Timos Yarnov is in 5th. Timo Scheider 6th. Baumanis 7th. Liam Doran in 8th, thanks to a great result in Q1. Baciuska and Christian Sabo are 9th and 10th. The World Championship title fighters, Timmy Hansen and Kevin Hansen, at the minute are P11 and P12. They fought back from a similar situation last time out. I don't think it was going their way, and they ended up right up inside the top 4.